Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Jurassic World video. Today we're going back to discussing the future of Jurassic and what a future movie or series may be for this franchise later on. As we have known for over 3 years now, Jurassic World Dominion is not the end of the movies for this franchise, as we eagerly await the announcement of the next movie installments coming in just a few years' time. I honestly cannot wait until the day where the official Jurassic World Twitter tweets out something like Jurassic World 4 will release in June of 2025. That day will be something special and very relaxing. But as for now, we have to make do with a poor JP30 event and being left in the dark for the future of this franchise yet again. But it's not all doom and gloom, as some of the cast members of Jurassic have made their voices be heard about where they want to see the future of Jurassic to go. And that's exactly what we're discussing here today. So if you're excited to learn more about the future of the Jurassic Universe, then go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about this franchise overall. But for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Ever since February of 2020, it's been known that the future of Jurassic will grow after Jurassic World Dominion, thanks to executive producer Frank Marshall. When he stated that more movies are set to come, we were all delighted with this news, knowing that this intact and interesting universe was set to continue. However, in regards to the future movies, that's the last bit of confirmation that we have. But Colin Trevorrow did confirm that he did in fact lay down some foundations in Jurassic World Dominion for the future movies to arise, and you can tell when you are watching the movie. But we are still left wondering when the next installment will come. However, this hasn't stopped the fans from speculating some storylines and giving Universal some incredible ideas that I really suggest that they look into. Unfortunately, I've heard that once these ideas are in the public eye and they come across as a pitch for a new movie or series, they apparently cross them off the list and don't make them. This is why I have kept quiet about my ideas and hope that something may arise from it, but that hasn't stopped some fans from sharing small ideas about future stories, but also some actors of Jurassic as well. For example, in a Jurassic World Dominion featurette, Bryce Dallas Howard, who's the actress for Claire Dearin, has stated that Jurassic World Dominion may be the birth of a new saga. So she's already seen the work done in Dominion, and she may have even possibly heard about ongoing talks for future movies. But very recently, however, Chris Pratt, the actor of Owen Grady, has come out and given a really cool idea that many fans have been asking for from Jurassic for nearly a whole entire decade now. Universal's most successful movie of 2023 so far has just released in cinemas, and the Super Mario Bros. Have surpassed $1 billion at the global box office already. Within doing some promotion for this movie, Chris Pratt was asked some interesting questions about the Jurassic franchise in some of his interviews that ultimately gave up his idea for a new Jurassic movie. In an interview with Collider back in March, Chris Pratt identified what he would like to see for a Jurassic movie and/or series, as well as sharing James Gunn's idea as well. They have both worked on the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, with James Gunn being the director and Chris Pratt as Star-Lord. Anyways, this is what he had to say.
Here's my one selfish question during this interview, because Chris, I'm sorry, I'm just obsessed with Jurassic. And I know you've said that franchise has come to an end for you, but having been in that world for so long, if they were to make another movie or a show, whether you're involved or not, is there any particular corner of that world that you would like to see either further explored or explored for the first time, maybe?
Wow, it's such a great question. I would say, just with given the advent of what we can now do underwater, I'm curious to see more about the Mosasaur. I thought that dinosaur was like was a wonderful creature, but I'd be curious a little bit more about the life of that fabulous creature. Maybe some more underwater dinosaurs.
What about dancing? You know, like there's not enough dancing in those. Do the dinosaurs dance? And can we explore the world of dance?
You know, one time James Gunn gave me a pitch. He was like, what about cavemen? Isn't there like a caveman version of the Jurassic thing where like a caveman, like the remake of Iceman or something like that, where like maybe the DNA they extract is, I don't know.
Yeah, it's called Encino Man. I saw that
That's
movie.
when I knew that he was never going to go anywhere with his career.
I would watch an Encino Man Jurassic mashup any day.
Would that be dope? Would that be so good? Oh my gosh,
Jurassic
you're right.
Encino Man.
Yeah, but
and bring Brendan Fraser back.
And Pauly Shore.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure we just came up with a genius idea that someone needs to pay us for now.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. That would be really good.
All right, I must leave you guys. Huge congratulations on this one.
So here we have two interesting ideas. But firstly, we have to discuss this wacky James Gunn idea. I love his movies, he's a great director, and I am interested to see what he can do with this brand new DC universe that's starting up. But man, oh man, I'm really concerned should he ever take over at Universal for Jurassic. I'm sure he has more great ideas somewhere, but bringing cavemen into Jurassic isn't exactly something we should look into. Sure, it makes practical sense and it is technically possible within this universe, but I think it's safer to stick with prehistoric species rather than humanoid evolutions. But on the other side of the conversation, Chris Pratt stated something that I know for a fact millions would love to see. It's no secret that the Mosasaurus is one of the most beloved creatures in the entire trilogy of Jurassic World, but we can't help but notice how criminally underused it has been throughout this trilogy. Sure, it held an important role in Jurassic World by killing off the Indominus Rex, but other than that, it's been underused. In Fallen Kingdom, it had a really cool opening sequence that's arguably the best of the franchise. Camp Cretaceous pretty much had it in some short tense moments, and Jurassic World Dominion basically used it for some cinematic shots. But with this absolute behemoth out in the open waters now, there's almost endless possibilities and stories to be made of it. Chris Pratt stated that he wanted to see Jurassic take a new turn and go underwater, and how he believes that the Mosasaurus is really interesting, as well as other marine reptiles. And to be honest, I completely agree with him. We've seen movies like The Meg that show an underwater movie can be put together quite well and make it tense but enjoyable at the same time. I know for a fact that people in this universe would set out for the ultimate catch and try to acquire this massive super predator beneath the surface. I would love to see a story of some local fisherman who's completely had enough of their catch being spooked away from the Mosasaurus, and it's affecting their fishing grounds, to the point where they set out to hunt this thing before the Department of Fish and Wildlife get involved. Some mutual agreement is made, and they too also help out in the capture of the Mosasaurus. There could even be some scenes similar to the opening sequence of Fallen Kingdom with the submarine, so it doesn't just have to be action and science all the time, but instead can also be a spooky theme to it as well. We've seen enough of its story on Dino Tracker, where it tends to move around the Pacific Ocean, so adding in Easter eggs from that website would also be a possibility to tie together this franchise and universe just that little bit more. Continuing through the article by Collider, it said that Chris Pratt also stated that he's done with the universe of Jurassic, unfortunately. While I am sure he means it, I wouldn't be surprised if he had a little cameo here and there. After all, he is in fact one of the most loved characters of this franchise. Furthermore, this doesn't mean the end of the movies. There's a reason why they introduced characters like Kayla and Ramsey, as well as setting up future stories for characters such as Brooklyn, who's voiced by Jenna Ortega. So I know that the new cast and characters are on the way that have already been set up in recent movies and series. When we take a look at the movies today, we can see that some of the biggest blockbusters in cinema history have massive underwater sequences. Avatar 2, The Meg, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and Aquaman 2, which is releasing very soon. So it's not too far-fetched to assume that an underwater focused movie from Jurassic is entirely possible. I, and millions of others, would absolutely love a movie to focus around the Mosasaurus and other marine reptiles. As we already know, Plesiosaurus and Ichthyosaurus were intended for early Jurassic World drafts, whereas the Tylosaurus was in the now non-canon Telltale game, and we know that in Jurassic World Dominion, they were supposed to have a Plesiosaurus and 2 Elasmosauruses in the movie that unfortunately never got to see the light of day. Not to mention also the abundance of marine species in Jurassic World Evolution 2 as well. So there's already some references of marine life within this franchise that I am sure would be taken into account for something like this, and after all, it's not like they haven't played around with the idea before of having other marine reptiles rather than only the Mosasaurus. Either way, I really do hope that Universal have a bigger, expanded universe in mind for Jurassic, where we get to see maybe something every year with some cool new stories. Whether that be a short film, movies, live action series, or even an animated series. An annual release would be absolutely superb for this franchise to once again compete at the top. But for now, we have to, yet again, await in the darkness for what's to come next. We all thought the bare minimum would have something releasing at JP30, maybe a trailer for that new animated series. But now we all know that it's almost certainly not going to happen, unfortunately. However, I remain, as always, optimistic about this franchise's future. And there we have it, the wacky idea of James Gunn, but the awesome idea of Chris Pratt for the future movies in this Jurassic universe. If you did enjoy today's video, please be sure to leave a like and let me know whether or not you'd like to see something like this in the future of Jurassic movies or potentially even a series, as I believe it's a logical step in the right direction for something new and different from this franchise. Don't forget to also subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and want to learn more about the Jurassic franchise, but most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello, hi, you, did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.